library trip. I have a couple of books to return, and my parents had like 8. I don't know. They have time to go to the library to check out books, but never to return them for some reason. But I have 3 of my own books to return, so I decided to come anyway, and one of them I didn't read, and I'm like really proud of myself, which sounds weird, but like I have this obsessive thing where I have to finish every book that I check out from the library, and I didn't this time. I just decided I didn't really want to read it, so I was going to return it, and now I am, and I will only have 6 books checked out from the library. Well, 5 books and 1 audiobook, which sort of doesn't count in my mind because I don't read that at like the same. It doesn't replace any physical books, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just need to return books. I went on an adventure today. That's like, it wasn't actually that exciting. I was going to vlog, but reasons. I have anxiety, and like vlogging in public I can somewhat do if there aren't people around, but like this was a residential area where I didn't live and didn't know anyone, so vlogging seemed like a bad idea. But basically I went in search of a little free library because I've been meaning to do that for a while, and I had like 4 books that I was sort of ready to unhaul, and I just figured, why not? Let's go searching. There's no good lighting in this room. But yeah, so I went searching and I unhauled like just some like duplicates. I think like I unhauled like Marley and Me because I don't like sad dog books, and I unhauled like the first Harry Potter, the first Lord of the Rings, another duplicate of like the young adult fantasy book I had, and yeah. And I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which I've seen all over BookTube, like literally everywhere. People seem to really enjoy this book, and it seems interesting about an orphanage and like strange things and peculiarities, and I don't know. I picked it up. It was free, but like I got rid of 4 books and picked up 1, so that's fairly good odds. The library I went to was not like the most full or the busiest of the ones I saw, but it was the one with the fewest people around in that general area, and I was like down for that because it's a residential area, and it's very sketch to like stop in a random residential area and just like go up to the front of someone's house. So this is what I got. I'm very happy. I didn't vlog the actual little free library, but I did post a picture on my Instagram. So casual plug, go check out my Instagram. It's mostly boring, but I did post a picture there, and I'm very happy. This was an exciting experience, and I will go back to another little free library sometime, and probably not on July 4th where everyone's home, and that was not the greatest. It was fun though. I had a fun time, and now I have a book that I may or may not ever read. I'm thinking about it because I was thinking about reading this book. It is the 4th of July, which means fireworks are everywhere, and they have officially started since it is nighttime, and I am 100% not down for this. I hate fireworks so much. I flinch every time there are fireworks. And like, they're gonna be happening for hours, and I know it. It really sucks. I don't understand why people love fireworks so much. They're the most annoying thing ever. And they actually started last night for whatever reason. People celebrate early. I hate the 4th of July. This is going to be a somewhat short vlog this week. I haven't filmed all that much, and my hair is looking as lovely as always, if not lovelier. But my phone died, so like, I mean, it didn't like die, like the battery died and I didn't have a charger, so I didn't do anything on it for like 2 days, and that was such fun, just lovely. And my light over there is off, so like this is as bright as my room will get, and like I'm standing near the light, it just gets darker. So I have to fix that before I film another video, which is so much fun. And I haven't read anything this week. It's just great times. Fantastic times. I've been doing a lot of stuff though, like stuff that's not like reading, like booktube related stuff and life related stuff and just like things and stuff and whatever. But I did finish 1 book. I finished Winter Girls, which was my audiobook, and I have like very conflicting feelings on that. I'm never quite sure if I like it or not, because there are aspects of it that I really do like, and then aspects that I don't, so I don't know. I'm not going to do a full review on it, but I'll talk about it more like in my wrap up at the end of this month, but I don't know. I don't know. I've read it like a couple of times before, and I always have that same, like, I don't know if I like this or not feeling. But I did return it to the library, and I got a new audiobook, since those don't really count towards the books like I'm planning to read, since they don't replace anything. But I got The Giver, which is fairly short, so I'll probably finish that this month too. It's only like 4 or 5 hours of audiobook, which is not very much, but I didn't get anything else from the library. So that's good, because I'm trying real hard to finish all my library books, considering they've all been renewed 2 to 3 times, and it's getting kind of excessive.
Hi, you're so cute. You are. Are you just loving that Deli's gone for the weekend? The puppy left for the weekend, and we are so happy to have stolen the puppy's basket. We just the happiest little kitty.
I turned the light on so that y'all can see my face, and this lighting is actually not the worst. It's not great, but like, you can see my face, which is better than sitting in my dark room, because that's what I was doing. But I had 2 things I kind of wanted to talk about before I end this vlog, because I know this is on the shorter end of a vlog, or maybe not. I don't know. I haven't looked at my footage yet, so that's gonna be fun to do tonight or tomorrow or whenever I'm not lazy. But the 2 things. First is I've completely forgotten the 2 things now. First was my TBR. I did wind up posting like a picture on Instagram of my TBR, sort of, just because I wound up thinking about it and realizing that there were books that I planned to get through this month. Just like library books that are due. I want to get through The Hobbit, and there was like one young adult book on my shelf that I've really wanted to read for like whatever random reason. So I did post that, and I don't know. I'm not like thrilled about having a TBR, but they were just like books that I kind of needed to read. So that was more out of necessity, and I wound up talking about most of them on my channel over the past like month or so. Anyway, so I didn't bother making a video. But I kind of decided that I'm not going to make videos for all of my TBRs. Or like, I'm not going to do like monthly TBRs. I'm just going to kind of do like a list of like 10 books that are on my TBR that I plan to get to soon. And then hopefully, and then like read them, as well as like reading whatever other books that I happen to be reading as well. And then like just do another TBR whenever I get through those initial 10 books. So I don't know, like, I guess like that'll kind of like turn into like seasonal TBRs, like maybe I'll have a big month and read them all in 1 month, but I'm thinking more likely it'll take me 2 to 3 months to get through all 10 books on the TBR, because I won't be focusing solely on that. And that seems like a much better way to do TBRs for me. So like, they're gonna be kind of like sporadic and seasonal and a couple times a year instead of like on a monthly basis, which I think will be much better for me. And ow, this position actually hurts because my laptop is balanced on my lap. But yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing for TBRs. Like, after August, I'm doing the Newt's Readathon, so that's like a month-long TBR that I have to do. So like after that, like starting this fall, that's what I kind of plan to do for TBRs. And the second thing that I wanted to talk about was I finished Winter Girls the other day, which I mentioned, I think, in the last video I filmed. But I finished that, and at the end of I listened to the audiobook, and at the end of the audiobook, Laurie House Anderson read a poem that she wrote for the 10th anniversary of Speak, because the author of Winter Girls also wrote Speak, which is one of my favorite young adult books of all time, probably. And she wrote this poem. It's like a found poem, I think is what they're called. I don't remember. Of like, she got a lot of letters after Speak from like readers and fans and people who said like some very emotional things. and she wanted to share them without like really like sharing them because they were private things to her that weren't meant to be like published. So she wound up like using bits and pieces and creating a poem for Speak, because Speak is about heavy trigger warning for rape, but Speak is about a teenage girl who was raped, and the poem is about that. And it was a really beautiful poem, like more beautiful than I really expected it to be. And I don't know, like I'm gonna link her reading it down in the description below, just because I honestly loved it. And yeah, I don't know, I thought it was a fantastic poem. So like, trigger warning for rape, trigger warning for abuse, just trigger warning for self-harm, just overall like general trigger warning if you're like concerned about things like that, because it is very heavily about like rape and abuse and self-harm, and eating disorders I guess would be classified in there so too. But it's such a beautiful poem that I'm going to link it down below, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as I did.